But first, have a look at this home. This home and this home. Cracked and crumbling as the drought takes its toll on suburbia. But there's one housing estate where every home is literally being swallowed up. The buildings are sinking because a greedy developer has created his own man-made drought. Graham Butler investigates.
It's sad, it makes me sick, it makes me angry.
Just heartache. My mum sits there and cries when she looks at the backyard. You know, can't even use your own backyard.
Someone's got to take responsibility for it.
The damage to these houses defies belief. They're collapsing to the point that nearly all will have to be partly demolished, and no one wants to take responsibility.
Basically, everyone's passing the buck. We don't know where to turn now.
It's the most appalling case of duck shoving you're ever likely to see. Neither the local council nor the developer of the adjacent subdivision, one of Australia's biggest companies, will admit it's their fault. Rather, battling families will have to take them to court.
No one can believe truly what's going on.
The crumbling houses were built more than 12 years ago and there were no problems. That was until the swamp next door was turned into a ritzy housing estate. The owners of the cracked houses say when dewatering of the swamp began, their trouble started.
The trigger in this case is the development of Rosalie behind us, more specifically a drain that they put in to suck the water out of the land for reclamation next door behind us.
Engineers' reports commissioned by the owners of the cracking houses revealed deep under them was a peat bed. When the water was drained, the peat dried out and the houses started collapsing.
Basically hoping that the house is not going to fall down by putting some pieces of wood and some metal in there, I guess, in the gaps.
Sam Zaharovic lives with his parents at the family home. They can't afford the massive repairs and have little hope of funding a massive legal case.
We've probably wasted about $20,000 on lawyers and technical reports.
Sharon Itzio's backyard pool has cracked and she can no longer use the yard.
It's been such a gut-wrenching thing to feel that no one wants to know and no one wants to help. And this is our home, our life, you know, we live here. We couldn't even sell the houses. No one could along here.
3 years ago, this was a brand new swimming pool. Today, it's pretty well useless. But it does give us an idea of what's happening under the other houses. This crack runs from here right through the back of the houses that are now falling apart.
Quite simply, we are without a house at the moment because it's falling apart next to us.
Rawdon Hill has watched his house crack in half.
Graham, over here we can see the effect of the subsidence, the wall pulling away from the slab.
The City of Stirling will not take any responsibility for the cracking, even though it was aware of the problems the dewatering was causing as far back as 2004. It was also responsible for signing off on geotechnical reports of the new development.
They are the custodians of development. And they're the regulators of this development, and therefore one would have thought that ultimately the buck stops with them.
But the City of Stirling made sure the buck didn't stop with them. When considering modifications to the development in 2004, it insisted the developer indemnify the city against any possible claims resulting from the disturbance of the land. The developer of the Rosalie estate is W.R. Carpenter, part of the Griffin Group of companies, a multi-million-dollar business empire with interests in coal mining, aviation and property. It wouldn't be interviewed, only issuing a statement saying it complied with all planning and development requirements. And the issue stems from pre-existing and underlying conditions of the adjoining land.
And their simple argument is that they've fulfilled all requirements put forward to them by the City of Stirling, and they believe they've done the right thing and got the necessary sign-off, and hence believe that they don't believe they're responsible for this in any way, and have handballed us back to the City of Stirling.
No one wants to be responsible for this.
Shire tells us it's the developers tell us it's the Shire, back and forward. You know, who's to blame? We don't know. No one can tell us.